Hi, Epson has released a demonstration package for the S1D13L04 simple LCD controller, and also it works with the S1D13513 display controller. The software has certain requirements that are shown in the video. There is more information on those requirements in the README file that accompanies the software. If you're looking just for a video of the demo, we have one of those on our website. And the rest of this video is going to cover and discuss some of the setup procedures and actually be able to run the software on the Beaglebone Black. So if you already have an SD card with a Debian build on it, you can skip ahead to the next section. Otherwise, I'm going to show you how to burn your own SD card with an image. So very important, you want to do a demessage to make sure what the device that your SD card is attached to on your Linux machine. In my case, it's SDE. You may have a different one. Next, we're going to sudo the dd command, and we're going to use as the input file. We're going to use a bone Debian image. In the README file that comes with the package, there's a couple of links that show you good places to find images. For the output file, again, very important, you want to use dev and then the the device that your SD card is listed in. This burn will normally take several minutes, so I'm just going to pause things and then I'll come back when it's done. So it's done now, and that's really all there is to burning an SD card. Our fresh Linux is rebooted here, but there's still a couple things we need to do to configure the system. Just going to show you here. We're going to do a cat of the cape manager slots, and right now we have something called a cape universal. We're going to actually get rid of that, and we've got to set up some of the device overlays. The easiest way to do that is to go into the boot, and then there's a file called unv.txt. That's just a cat of it. We're going to go in and sudo and nano edit it. That'll allow us to go in and select the Bone Black overlay device tree, and then we're also going to edit the command line to get rid of the cape universal enable, because we want to delete that. We don't want it coming up in one of the slots. We're just going to slide down a little bit, and I'll show you where you can actually edit and disable other overlays in cape disable and cape enable. So we're going to save that, and then we're going to reboot. So I'll join you on the other side. So our reboot is completed again. So I'm just going to go in and I'm going to show you the slots right now after we edited the unv.txt. If we take a look at the slots, we have no capes installed. So that's what we want to start with, because we're essentially going to install a overlay ourselves. So now we have to get our software over there. So we're going to SCP our software over from our Linux box. I happen to have put it in a folder called Beaglebone Black, and we're essentially going to copy that demo software over. One of the important things is it's got to be in the home Debian L04 demo folder on the Beaglebone Black. So there's our folder. We're going to take a look at it. We'll go in and have a detailed look, and you can see the files. There's a little bit of structure. The source and the images and the slides are in different folders. So the first thing, now that we have the software here, is we need to copy the device tree into the lib./firmware folder. That's where pretty well all the device tree overlay stuff is kept. I usually put the source file in there too, just for simplicity, then it stays with it. So now we can essentially start to load the software. First thing we're going to do is run a little script called dtload, which just loads the device tree, and now we're going to cat the slots again to make sure our device tree overlay loaded properly, and there we have the GPIO driver for the L04. The same thing can be done with the 13513 software. So now we're going to run the init program, which knits the panel. If you've got it all hooked up, you should see the display change slightly as you do that. And now we can actually run the demo itself. So we're going to go sudo again, and we're going to run this, in this case, L04 demo images.fl, which is the file list of the files. And now you're going to see the demo come to life. So I'm going to let it run through just a few iterations here, a few different slides and pages. We do have a video of just the demo itself online if you don't want to mess with the board. The demo essentially will go on forever. So now you've learned how to set up the board, you've installed the overlay, and you've run the software. Enjoy. This is kind of an addendum to the video in a way. Some people want to be able to autoboot the demo so that they don't have to worry about debug cables and they don't have to worry about running the software itself, especially if you were going to a show or something. There's a file in the folder called L04demo.sh, the script, and that essentially has the run levels that we need to do the autobooting. So what we need to do is copy that script. So sudo copy L04demo.sh, and we're going to copy it into the etc folder. So we're going to copy it into etc initd. Then we're going to switch into etc initd. And now we have to run an update tool. So we're going to go sudo update-rc.d, the name of our script, L04demo.sh, defaults. From there, the next reboot should boot the demo automatically. Thanks for watching.